Hey, family! It's time for Winedown with your host, Missy, and the Winedown Wednesday crew. Join us tonight as we discuss topics that affect families on a daily basis. So grab your glass, your cup, or even your blanket. Settle in on the couch and join us in the room as we go live in 5, 4, 3.
Hola, family, and welcome to the next season of Winedown Wednesday. As always, we like to start the season off with technical difficulties. It could just be because I'm old, but as always, they will tell you all of this was set up before we started this, and then she just started tripping all of a sudden when we went live. But welcome back again. We have a lot of faces in the room tonight, some of them that you may know, some that you may not know. But we are glad that you all are here and back for another season. We hope everybody had an amazing into the last year, 2023, going into 2024. And we hope that everybody is successfully moving ahead now that we are in 2024. Don't make resolutions you're going to break. I'm going to start off with saying that because we all do these resolution things. Let's make some lifestyle changes. Instead of dieting, just change your diet, right? Don't do it for a certain period of time, because as soon as you stop doing it, it's going to come back and bring friends with it, right? So let's just make some healthy changes and healthy starts as we are moving in through the 2024 year. I am grateful to have the faces in the room joining us. As always, I am your host, and I still have people coming, and I am loving this. I am your host, Missy, Melissa Davis. If you find me on Facebook or on our Facebook page, which is www.handsofmelody.com, we would like for you to go and look at our brand new website. It launched about a week, 2 weeks ago. So go over there and check us out. You can see all of our doulas there. You can meet our staff. You can read up on who we are as a group and a little bit about what we do and what we hope to bring to the table. I see joining us the familiar faces. We have Mother Rouse is in the room. This is our end all be all. We go to her with all the questions about all of the stuff. Anything you see posted on social media, it was not me. I'm not even going to take credit for that, because if y'all saw the stuff that I tried to post, you would itch. I'm just going to go and tell you, because I get told off all the time. Mother says stop posting stuff. So everything that you see comes straight from the mind of Mother Rouse. We have Rachel joining us. Rachel is a normal face. She's one of our hostess here every week. And we see her husband in the background. Hi, Dario. How are you? We also have Cherie joining us in the room. She was able to get little mama down and join us right at the wire. We glad that you made it in. We have Sheen in with us. We have Shayla. We also have Shelly, who you're familiar with from probably 2 seasons ago. We have Kendra McKenzie. They were joining us at the end of the last season, so we're glad that they're back tonight. Nick, our millennial mom, is in the room with her squish on her lap, eating a jelly sandwich. We have Andre, of course, my husband, my other half, is in the room with us tonight. And we have Denise in the room with us tonight. Denise is one of our doulas that's on staff at home. So we welcome you back to Winedown Wednesday. We have some wonderful things planned this 6-week season. It will actually extend 1 week because the 14th falls on a Wednesday, and we want you all to go love up on each other and spend Valentine's with the one you love. For a lot of us, that will include a little right here in the middle, because we all got little. So, I think one year Shayla and them did a picnic at the house, right, Shayla? They did a picnic with him, and they just all celebrated together. So whatever you have to do something on that night, but celebrate. I see Rebecca has joined us in the room. Rebecca is also one of our doulas on staff at home. So welcome into the room, Rebecca. It's a lot of faces in here, y'all. I'm happy to see everybody. Tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We have been in business now as an agency for 4 coming up on 5 years. And in that time, we've managed to service probably close to 200 families just in that last 5-year period. And I think it's important for us to take a pause and look back on that time. Some of them have been with us from the very beginning. I know Mother was here with us in the very beginning. Shayla came in towards the beginning. So different ones have kind of been with us as we're working out the tweaks and try to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And I think in order for us to grow, we're going to take tonight as an opportunity to look at what worked and what didn't work. And my intention for this program is we want to serve you better, right? This is a business of service. This is a business where we help people get their parenting journey started off on the right foot, not having to play catch up because nobody told you, or people were so busy giving you opinions that you just shut people out because it was so many opinions that people had that you should do. And so we give options, we give ideas, we bring a lot of different perspectives to the table. And so when we present those to our families, they have different things to choose from and not just one of us saying, do this, do this, do this, right? Because I know for me, if you just tell me what I got to do, I'm not going to do it just because you told me I had to do it. And then there's an unnecessary barrier. So in the room with us are some of the families that we have served with. I saw, babe, can you check with Osado? Because I saw him pop in. Make sure they aren't having any technical difficulties. Thank you. But I've had the pleasure with the OG family, with Osado and Sheena, to be present for all three of their babies, right? So this is a journey that we stay on with you as long as you would like for us to stay on with you. So I want to hear from some of the families, not what you ended up getting from home, but what were your expectations when you decided to hire a doula, or you decided to join our village? What were you looking for? Because we're going to get into, if that expectation was met, if it wasn't met, if it was exceeded. I want to know what some of you all were expecting when you decided to become a part of HOM and choose one of the home doulas to be at bedside when you gave birth to your little. Anybody? Come on, ain't none of y'all shy. I know.
I was expecting literally just the title of doula. Like that was it. Like I was nervous as a first time mom, an African American mom, and y'all know my story, so it was just like, okay, there's a doula, let me get somebody to help and all that. And 3 years later, we're still here. So yeah.
So when you heard doula, how many of you, by show of hands, knew what a doula was without the explanation? Like you had already done your research, you already knew. Who knew what a doula was? How many of you were introduced by your OB as to what a doula was? Based on that, did you get what they explained that you would get at a minimum? I'm just talking about at a minimum. Did you all get what you were looking for? Did you get enough education, or what could we have provided you with that would have made it even more educational? Or what topic didn't we bring up? And I know we mess with Cherie all the time because Cherie swears up and down we didn't talk about stuff, but Cherie does like this when it doesn't concern her, and then when it comes back around, Cherie be like, "Wait a minute, did y'all tell me?"
In my defense, being a new mom, it's like a fire hydrant, and you're trying to get just a sip of water, just a little sip, and you're being bombarded by water in your face. And so I can't take on things that don't affect me right now. It's just too much. I'm overwhelmed.
And I like that. But because of what Cherie said, we divided home. And what I mean by that is everybody was always lumped together. So you may be in with a newborn or expecting, and some of us were talking about potty training, right? So at the time, that had nothing to do with you, Cherie, because you were still trying to figure out how not to have a diaper rash, right? So I think that one of the things that we did this year in looking back and trying to make things better, hi, sweet face, was to try to make sure that everybody was paired up in a cohort with people of the same like mind and in the same place in their parenting journey, right? What other area do you guys feel like we took an introspective look and changed up? Did you kind of see change as we went along? Anybody else? Because some of y'all have been in here from the beginning. Where'd Mother go? Oh, there you go.
I think one thing I can say that changed from the start of my entry into home or the village or whatever we want to name it tonight. In the beginning, there was a lot of I don't want to use the word structure. That's maybe not the good word, but we used to have topics and focus on the boom, boom, boom. And it may not have necessarily been what people needed in that moment. And then when you started kind of trying to see, you have people that's reaching out for certain topics, and you have different people with multiple people with the same problem. We started more so focusing on what people need in this moment, not necessarily what we think, okay, yeah, we're going to talk about breastfeeding. We're going to talk about bottle washing. We're going to talk about C-section care, checking all the boxes of the things that you talk about as a postpartum mom or pregnant mom. And we kind of turned towards what are we dealing with right now? What is everybody dealing with right now? And we kind of stepped away from the topical based things and meeting the immediate needs that were more popular in our group at that time. Now that is a shift that I can speak to, because I think we talked about it not long ago about how we used to have topics for every chat. Now we kind of like open it up to say, what you dealing with today? Because baby, this is what I'm dealing with today. And then we just flow.
And I think that's what the purpose of the Wednesdays are for, the series on Wednesdays, because we can pick a topic and we get that topic for an hour and then we're gone. Whereas the mommy chats, and for those of you that don't know that may be interested, we have mommy chats on Tuesdays from noon to 2. And that is what she's talking about. It's informal. We have topics that we talk about sometimes. Sometimes we just come in the room and we say, who has something today? And then it usually flows from that point, and then it just goes to another, and we go back and forth. I'm gonna tell y'all, we were in here till what time yesterday? It was supposed to end at 2. It was pertinent 4 o'clock for was it after 4?
We got off at 5:30.
It was 5. It was after 5 because I had checked. We had done pickup from daycare. And I was still on the
what we did.
I got off at 2
and everything. And
y'all, what did I say? What did I say yesterday? I said, what Cherie doing right now? They was like, oh, she in Gigi mode right now.
Yes.
Hey, I could have logged back in.
Yes.
Yes.
I took a meeting. Came back.
If you log out and take a meeting, always log back in, because you never know those days.
I was like, let me just check, just in case. I'm like, oh, snap, they're on.
But that's because we don't cut it off. Like, I mean, there's certain days where we're like, okay, y'all, we got to go. It's 2 o'clock. We're out of here. But if the conversation is flowing and we feel like it's what somebody needs, then we're not abrupt in like cutting it off. Because we've had moms to come in and we have really emotional days, like people are walking through their emotions. We're not going to cut it off and move it along. We've learned to stay in that moment. And what we've also had to do is, no matter who was facilitating, we always have a backup facilitator. So if somebody has to jump off, like if I have to go to a birth or be wherever, then there's somebody to keep the conversation going. And I love that, because everybody has an immediate help right there, right? I think one of the things we added, which we're going to be switching up soon, but we've had the group me. And in our group me chats, we can hang up and then take things kind of, offline from here. Or we've had people in the middle of the night that are struggling with breastfeeding, and you can drop that in there, and somebody's going to be breastfeeding throughout the night besides you. that you can get some extra support from. So I really like that we added that. I think we're going to be switching up and changing platforms, but that we'll get more of that on the chat on Tuesday, but changing platforms to make sure that it gives more options for us to be able to stay in touch and to communicate. I want to hear from, if I can, and I hate putting y'all on stuff. Hey, Earl. I love to see Earl come in the room. Earl is my friend. I want to hear from the dads, the same question I posed to the moms. When your wife came to you and said, we should get a doula, how many of you knew what a doula was? We got a whole lot of educating to do. After they told you what a doula was, how many of you thought it was necessary to have a doula? Okay. After you had a doula, how many of you feel like that was the experience that you wanted, to have someone there that was knowledgeable? Okay. All right. I'm just saying, we sold you, right? We have been what we said we were going to be. Now, based on that, and I know the answer to this one, based on that, we talk a lot, the ladies. So when we see a pregnant mom, we be like, you need to do it. You need to. How many of you men, for the men, would share that with a male friend whose wife or partner is going to have a baby, that they should get a doula? How many of you are comfortable sharing that? Earl, I see Earl said, yeah. Mackenzie?
100%.
100%? Okay. Okay. See, now listen, you always got to get both sides in. And I find that if it's the men buy in, sometimes it's better, because once we buy in so much quicker. When the men buy in, it's a stronger system of support. And I absolutely love that. So now, based on, you're on this side, because nobody on here is pregnant. No, nobody's on here is pregnant tonight. But based on being on the other side, what did you get, or what are you getting that you did not expect to get when you got a doula? That's my
Family.
Yeah.
Look at Earl. Family.
I did not expect, Mackenzie and I talk about it all the time, the support system. I knew that we were getting support during pregnancy and delivery. And I was I've told people before, I was very skeptical of being in a group with a bunch of women and hormones and like I wanted
Bad attitudes.
Yeah, just people coming in being angry, and because their kids are driving them crazy, and then that's gonna rub off on me. And I'm just like, I don't want any parts of that. But that is not what it's been. It's been the complete opposite. We had someone comment today in the chat about like feeling less crazy, because they were going through something and talking about it in the chat, and then they were saying like, oh, thank you, y'all are making me feel like I'm not crazy. And I responded, once you become a mom, like you are kind of crazy, but it's nice to be surrounded by other women going through what you're going through, so that you can just say, you know what, I am a little touched right now, but it's okay. Like, I have that support. So I was not at all expecting that.
Yeah, and I will say that it warms my heart when I look at like Kendra and Cherie and different ones, that when you all came in, the uncertainty that you had becoming a new mom, right? You come in and there's this level of, I think I know what I'm doing, right? And you have so many people saying, nope, trust your instinct, trust your mommy brain, trust all of all of that. And to now see you all on this side being support for other mommies that are where they are, and you've been there. We just sit back, and some of us, I know Angie, Rachel, Shayla, we all sit back and be like, oh, she's all grown up. And it warms me, because that lets me know what we talk about this one, each one reach one, right? And so if I can't be there, there are other people because I can't always be there. Hey, Dawn. Dawn can't always be there, right? So in the beginning, it was four of us. Dawn and I carried a lot of the weight, and Dawn was trying to get to all the breastfeeding mommies. She was like all over the place, can't be in the house. I'm trying to be at everybody's birth. She's trying to be at everybody's birth. We're all over the place. But now to watch you all answer those breastfeeding questions where y'all couldn't even decide what pump to get. You couldn't even decide what bottle to use. You like all of the things to see that it is touching, right? To know and to be a part of this, because me by myself, it's just me going for a walk. Right. But we all on this journey together. This road is full. And as people come in, you all can do the same thing for each other. And I absolutely, absolutely love it. I do want to ask now, what do you guys feel like? And I like the feedback you just gave, Cherie, about the water. Look at you in the water hydrant. I that little analogy. So now tell us what we can do or what form of support we can offer that maybe you haven't seen, or maybe we need to like expound on a little more or make changes to. What can we tweak that you feel like, I think we could have did this a little bit better, or this would have made the journey a little bit easier? And be honest, because we're trying to grow everybody's. I want to know. Wait, babe, if you're talking, I see your lips moving, but there's no sound coming. It may be your headphones. Yeah, because it doesn't look like you're on mute. You might have to unplug. You have to unplug your headphones. It's probably the headphones. Nope. Unplug it. Is it plugged in? Or you could just come in the office with your wife. I ain't gonna bite on live stream. I mean, I'm just saying, you could always come in here and bring a chair. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I gotta mess with my husband. So here he come. Hey.
Hey.
I couldn't hear nothing you were saying.
Hey, sorry about that. Felt like that was a great question, but it would be nice for the guys to lead off with that question, because guys are a different animal. And because you all have the camaraderie. Thank you to the guys that's on here, because many of you all have been in there from the close to the beginning, and that is totally awesome. But a lot of guys have cycled through the dad chat groups, and it has fallen off. We don't ask as many questions, but we, at least as a group, individually, when there are problems or issues, you hear about it. And a lot of times it's kind of too late, after you've already heard about it. But how, in my mind, how do you get more interest with guys? Because I know we come from two different places. How do we get them to be more of a nurturer, type and a supporter type role as a male? And what would you need for a dad chat to thrive just as well as the ladies chat weekly?
Jesus.
I agree.
Try Jesus, don't try me. Because I throw hands. Now, real quick for me, I always, when I see you, Andre, apologize. Scheduling and household duties with the little one. I love the dad chat, and when I can't get on, I can't get on. It happened to work out tonight, and Sherm's like, I'm not gonna be able to, could you? And I'm like, all right. Today was my first day back to work from the holidays, so I'm just like, what in the world? But with me, it's the family aspect, it's the community, but the foundation of all that is the blessing of just meeting all y'all and being good people. Don't nothing trump that. Well, sorry, nothing overcomes that. Because if you're genuine, and you come into the table with just genuineness and love, you can't, that's what it's all about. So everything else is just like, it ain't nothing like good people. I can't even, I ain't gonna, y'all know I can go. It just was a blessing on both ends. The guys, the dad chat, the women's chat, and coming together with good, genuine people is so helpful, especially with Sharon and I's situation with those that y'all that know the story. It was just like, wanting to be like, what? It's just, that's a whole nother Lifetime channel situation. But y'all have helped that tremendously, because I can't really express it no more, because I'm crazy. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, what in the world? But love is love, and it's like God blessed it to make it happen. And I shared, Melissa shared about, who would share this. I share this with people all the time, young men you come across that, wife or girlfriend or whatever the case, if you can, man, it's an awesome group. Or, just find you a doula, so on and so forth. If you don't know what it is, or you research, so on and so forth, that I can share with you. It ain't nothing like good people. It's like, man, it's freaking amazing. This is truly a blessing for me, because I probably would have been back to jail. This is crazy. I ain't even lie.
Don't go to jail, girl. Don't go back to jail.
Because I think she's muted and listening. I'm not sure, but my wife was driving me crazy, and y'all helped tremendously. Her, period, which in turn helps me. But genetically, it is what it is. I think she just can't help but to drive me crazy. So,
That's our job description. You didn't read the fine print, Earl.
Well, it's crazy, because I happened to have a conversation with a coworker today. You're exactly right. He said the same thing. He's like, you didn't know that's their job.
But y'all wouldn't trade us. Y'all wouldn't trade us for the world.
No, love is love. That's why I was saying, y'all know I've shared. I ain't got no problem. I've shared with y'all before. Just like I just genuinely love y'all. It's a beautiful thing, and I don't toss that around. But good, genuine people should be recognized, because the world is so jacked up, even before this generation of show enough jacked upness. Andre, among others, I'm sure, with the career he was in, and seeing some stuff. I just see it on the news, so I know this brother just in like. But to be a good, genuine person, then your wife to start it for whatever reason, because I didn't initially know too much about the doula, but a little bit. But getting into the group and the meetings or the conversations, or initially when Sharon was sharing the information with me, I'm like, okay. And then being together, it's like you hear. When it's not when it's on speaker, you hear the conversation, just like, wow, interesting. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. And I like the comment that somebody said, or whoop or whatever. But this right here, yeah, this is a blessing. Kanye West said, I made Jesus walk. I ain't going to hear, like, it ain't no way y'all could go anywhere else but to heaven. For real. So, I mean, let y'all do something great. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good people.
From your lips to God's ear.
All of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Just like, and then you run into the some of the couples in, Wegmans or here, there, you kicking it. It's like, my man, it's just like crazy.
And our kids
Home is all over the
together.
place.
Exactly. The kids, thank you. The kids growing up together, I was thinking about a few weeks back, is just like, it's just amazing all the way around. So I know if I get the trip and I could come to y'all, like, man, like, it's crazy, but thank God got me. But sometimes you just want to be like, some people just don't think they could get it. And I kind of try to level myself out to that, like, you can't really, I can't carry it like I used to, like, you can get it right. But y'all,
we mellow you out, Errol. We love it.
Yeah, because it's good people. See, I ain't got no problem. I have my equalizer moments of just like, you can get it right. But just good people, you know what I'm saying? It's loved one situation, like, I can't trip because those I love, and y'all included in that, to just be like, that would be embarrassing. Y'all be, you turn on the news and be like this, Earl Hawkins just whooped somebody's hind parts on, W Street, and he's going in. Like, what I'm saying? That would be, I wouldn't want y'all to see this.
Call Andre, Earl. Get off the ledge. Don't be on the ledge. Call Andre. He'll talk you off the
I'm too
ledge.
old. I ain't trying to hurt my knuckles anymore. Hey,
it's all good. But no,
I use these
y'all
for
know
love.
my sense of humor, I kid. This right here is solid, man. I love it's y'all, like I said, I've been saying it from the jump. This is what's happening.
Hey, so I appreciate that, Earl, man. Everything, we there, man. We there. How about some other? I see some of my other buddies, my fellows on here, cousin Osado, and Dio. I see you hiding in the corner. Mackenzie, can I hear a little bit from you guys? Y'all represent.
Well, yeah. How can we make it for y'all?
I'll speak up. Yeah, and I'll echo what you were saying just a second ago. I mean, I was skeptical, hearing about the group and everything. I didn't know what to expect, and Kendrick was kind of saying, "I'm going to tune in and see what happens," and all. I'm like, okay, do what you got to do. But as I was kind of just listening, I'm like, this is a pretty impressive group of folks, and just the whole setup. Everyone seems to be kind of in a general like-minded perspective. I'm not seeing kids jumping off the walls and acting crazy. Seems like everyone,
Well, they are, but that just,
Well, in the sense that they're kids, you know what I'm saying? But like nothing that's unusual,
Right.
And so, it's been great. And just as far as a resource for Kendra, I think that's been the greatest thing. There's been times when she's been, to your point, Earl, just like, man, just bugging out about stuff. And I'm like, yo, I think it's going to be okay. It's like, no, I don't. I'm like, I think it's going to be okay. And then next day, I talked to the moms group and they said it was going to be okay. I'm like, okay.
They can't hear from you, man.
Because I'm going to put him on blast. I can't tell you how many times, this is a testament. I cannot tell you how many times that Mackenzie has asked me, hey, have you asked the moms group yet? We'll have something happening, something going on with Kaden, something going. Hey, have you asked the moms group yet? Which I think is awesome.
Well, at this point, y'all throwing out some gems. So I'm like, hey, shoot, let's ask them, But just to the question of what could be done. I mean, for me personally, as a guy, I guess I kind of have my friend circle. I have my, support system that I'm accustomed to. So I think I think it's an awesome resource to be able to say, hey, Thursday nights, the guys getting together. And if there were a situation or thing that I wanted to present, I know that there's a venue, to speak that. I don't necessarily think that there's anything that is wrong or things that could, in my view, things that could be improved. I know from my perspective, just being around the group more, the more events that I be a part of and just meet you guys, I feel more comfortable. And so that might over time get me to say, hey, you know what, let me tune in, because I feel like I know y'all, you know what I mean? But that's just kind of where it's at. And so it's nothing negative per se. I just turn around and it's, Thursday, I'm in my routine, 7 o'clock. I'm like, oh shoot, we're putting the Kate in the bed. I'm like, I guess I'm missing another one.
So I think we talked about that, and whereas we are more vocal, like we said, we was on here till after 5 o'clock yesterday. Your support looks a little different, right? So I think for 2024, he and I have been talking about having more meetup events for you all. We used to do things where you guys went out and you played pool, you guys went to the gun range, went out for drinks or different things like that. And you're right. I think your socialization looks a lot different than our socialization. So opening that up for you all to have that camaraderie with each other. And I'm glad you said that, Mackenzie, because if I needed it, I know where I can go to, right? So if nothing else, knowing that message has been conveyed to you says a lot, right? And I think that's what we're trying to create with the dad group, is having men to feel like, if I need that advice, I know who to call, and being in the same stage in life as other people, because if you have babies, even in your 40s, late 40s, early 40s, late 30s, and your friends started in their 20s, right? By the time you're in a place talking about diaper rash and potty training, their kids are like middle school, high school, somebody going to college. Even if y'all are the same age, if your kids aren't in the same place, you're on two different, sheets of music. You are in two different directions. You trying to get up and out the house and just enough to brush your teeth and take your child to daycare, where this one over here done went back to full beat face makeup. She putting heels on and going off to work. And it's a different stage in life. And so having the knowledge that you all are at least getting this is here for you, it means a lot to me, because I need the guys to understand that this is not just a mom support situation, because if your household is well, your children will be well. And I know people are well-meaning when the phrase was written, it takes a village to raise a child. No, I think, my personal opinion, it takes a village to support the parents that raise the child. It is not the village's job to raise your children. It is our job to support those parents. And then in turn, you raise your child, right? So that is where we are. That is the main focus of home, is to make this home, right? When you walk in your mama's house, you kick your shoes off, you go in the refrigerator, you feel comfortable, you do all of those things. Well, when you're in the home atmosphere, that's what we want. We want you to feel like you can kick off your shoes and go in the refrigerator and just make yourself at home. So
Missy, I was gonna say, I think, and never been on a dad chat, obviously, but I imagine that's one of the big differences for us. We be on the chat in bonnets, pajamas. Like, I'm gonna prop my camera up and y'all watch me throw clothes in the washer. Like, T-Ron to be on there sometimes, her camera not on, and we be like, girl, what, you just woke up from a nap? Like, we get on there as we are. You get on there while you're at work, and we'll send a quick message like, my camera's off because I'm in a meeting, but like, we're still there just to listen or to pop in for a quick question. Whereas I think, like Mackenzie was saying, the guys, they have events where they can get to know each other and have a good friend source. So then when they have a question about parenting or their kid, they're like, oh, I know some pretty cool guys who also have kids. And so you have people to reach out to. Us, we talk it all the time. Like, it's very rare we can get an event without the kids, but that's kind of the beauty of the group, because we do feel like an inconvenience sometimes. Like, your friends have things and you don't have a sitter. You can't bring your kids. No, you didn't tell me to. But when we all hang out together, we know we can bring our kids. We don't have to sit there and hawk over them the entire time, because everybody in here got kids. Everybody's going to help out. Everybody understands what it's like. So it literally is a home. I can tell you, I found you guys late in my pregnancy, didn't know what a doula was. And what I got exceeded what I heard a doula was. And mostly, like, y'all are just my village. I say it all the time, like, this is my village. And I've known you guys more on the post-pregnancy side than I have the pre-pregnancy side. And that's a really beautiful thing. I never thought that I needed it, but let's go.
You too. See, and oh, go ahead, Sheena.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna contribute that I know I'm not super duper active with a lot of the stuff that goes on, but it's really great when I go to Missy's events at our house, cookouts and stuff, and to be around like-minded families, and everyone's just normal, and we get to get together and talk about our struggles and talk about our wins, and it almost feels like a TV kind of a setting, where you get, especially with mostly everybody being Black American, and it's kind of cool just to be in that vibe. And then we've got a lot of husbands that are from other places, and so it's just a really, really cool, diverse group of folks. I learn a lot from our podcast here, and I've learned so much about just the whole pregnancy and birth and postpartum journey from Missy, and she has always been a wealth of information. And now I'm that friend that when someone says they're pregnant, I'm like, oh, have you thought about having a doula? It's life-changing. And I've got my elevator speech for newly pregnant moms, because it's been, I've been able to really benefit from the knowledge and the services. What about you, babe?
Yeah, it's been, like I said, 100% fantastic. Can you imagine Sean will be 10? He was your first case. Actually, I have to call my kid a case. He was the first.
Oh, Shadow, this is 37 years for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why we talk about retirement.
Yeah, that's why I keep trying to say we're retiring.
I thought mine was special because he was the first one, but oh well. 37 years. I know. But it's been fantastic. Like, I mean, Missy, you know our story. I mean, three pregnancies, three different experiences that I don't think, I would have been like Earl. I don't think I would have made it, from the hospital home without being in trouble, because it was just I really needed you there to to really, be the buffer between the doctors and the nurses, and it's a miracle, man. I mean, Andre was eating outside. Andre was just getting food runs.
He was on food runs.
Andre was on food runs.
Oh, yeah, Andre was on duty for us, helping to sneak Sheeta chicken nuggets while she was in labor. So we had these shenanigans together. I didn't even know.
But like for the men's supports, it still goes on till now. I mean, Andre, you recall what 3 weeks ago when I called you about, me slacking on date nights.
Oh,
and I had to call you for tips. I didn't know you were supposed to go on date night on Thanksgiving. I thought you're just making turkey and that's it. Who goes on date night for Thanksgiving? But you
get it in when you get it in.
So the men's group is still a huge support. There's some things that I can talk to Andre and I guess some other guys here that I wouldn't, talk to. You have different sets of friends, and you have of all my friend groups, I'm the only one married with kids. So, there's different kind of conversations that you can have. So I really love it. I'm really, really pleased. I'm honored that, you guys invited my family to be part of it. And I look forward to adding more families to this and letting them know what a beautiful service and community this is.
I thought you would get ready to say, I'm looking forward to adding more kids to the family. I saw Sheena's face. Sheena got nervous.
I said, hey, we're
only asking for two more.
We're about to go pee very soon, so we might, we might change.
No.
It might be.
No. I saw Sheena's face like, wait a minute.
There might be one coming on.
Going? No, I love it.
But for the ladies, though,
I keep pushing.
Hopefully you all can help, talk to your guys if your guys are not a part of it. I mean, a lot of I get calls behind the scene, but and there are questions that's being answered all the time. I think it'll be beneficial for all of us if you all can help push the agenda. Guys have to be a little bit more open and willing to ask the hard question. And they're questions that only guys can. We relate to each other. We know how to answer those questions. And we're not an amen corner here, because there have been many cases where we're like, nah, you're off, son. And if you keep going down that path, this is what's going to happen. But we have a way of saying it ourselves. Not that we're a counseling team or anything like that, but I think it's helped in many situations. So if your husbands are and partners are not involved, with the group, please get them in touch. And hopefully we can work out some of the hard issues that's just inherent in relationships.
Yes. So thank you all for that. So Yeah, we are a doula service by, I guess that's what we call ourselves. A doula service. The easy part is holding your leg and telling you to push or flipping you upside down to help you get the baby out. The hard part is, I think, when you leave the hospital and there is no support, right? When you are preparing for the baby, making sure you have all of the things you need and not the useless stuff people tell you to buy. Now, if you're balling like a Kardashian and you want to, have everything, you want to have the, $15,000 crib that's just still a crib that's working like the crib we had that we paid $200 for. If you want to do that, or the bassinet that do all of the stuff and the raising, and you do all of that, right? Especially first babies, because y'all know first babies be special. By the third one, you just like, do we still have that same crib up in the attic? It's just a thing. I'll tell you. But if you want to buy all the things, buy all the things. But have people around you that are going to say, if you don't get anything else, this is what you need. Stop throwing away breast milk and then breast pads and get breast shells. Like, the tidbits that we can offer. And then when you come home and she is hormonal and trying to release those hormones, and you looking at her like, Lord, is she crying again? What is the problem? If you have a village, go talk to the ladies. Go get on a group meet. Ask them to open up do something. Talk to somebody, right? That's what we do here. We create that village to support that family that raises that child. Before we end, I do want to take the time to acknowledge, recognize, and introduce those that work alongside me in this work, in the birthing space, and beyond the birthing space. So I know most of you, if you've watched before, and everybody in here knows Dawn. Dawn has been with me since I've gone from being a solo doula to being a doula in practice. And Dawn has walked with us. Dawn is a certified doula with DONA, along with myself. Dawn is a CLC. For those of you that don't know what that is, she's a certified lactation consultant. So if you are having trouble beyond the normal, I'm just trying to get the hang of breastfeeding, that will be Dawn. When you leave the hospital and you have 5 people coming in telling you how to nurse, telling you 5 different ways, and then you get home and you all confused, that's Dawn. That's when Dawn comes in and takes the time in your own space to work with you. She does it virtually and she does it in person, just so you know. And she's also there when they're catching babies. So she is a doula as well. We have Denise with us tonight. Denise is one of our Spanish speaking doulas. So I don't know if you all saw the flyer that has gone out on Facebook now. Our flyers are now in English and in Spanish, thanks to Denise. Denise is translating all of our services into Spanish so that we can help not just African-American moms, right? This is a service that I'm finding out everybody needs. I don't care where you are, from what culture you come from, what ethnicity you come from. Everybody needs birth support when they are having a baby, and that's just what it is. So Denise is new with us. She is also through DONA, and she is also our certified doula that works in loss. So we've had moms that come in that have had previous miscarriages or that have had an infant loss, and then they get pregnant again. That's a whole different mindset for a new family. So Denise has the training in that, and so that's the doula that we rely on to help those families start out that journey. We have Rebecca on here. Rebecca is very new in our practice, and Rebecca is a birth doula and a postpartum doula. So she can serve bedside, but then for that extended care when you are home, she's the one that you call that's going to be up all night with the baby while you get your 8 hours sleep, and don't let nobody tell you it's nothing wrong with it. 8 hours of sleep will save your soul and your child. So Rebecca will be the one that's going to sit and make sure, because you want to stare at your baby all night. We want you to sleep. So Rebecca can stare at the baby all night while you sleep. So it's a thing. Postpartum care, if you are pregnant, put that on your registry. Donate. Everybody can donate to the diaper fund. I'm sorry, we can get diapers, but can we donate to the postpartum fund? Can we Can we donate to the lactation consultant? Can we donate to have birth support? Those are the things that we need to put on our registry. So Rebecca and Denise's full bio are on our website. Dawn's full bio is on our website. Denise's bio, if it's not there tonight, will be there by tomorrow in English and in Spanish for those that need the translation. On that flyer, it says text. If you are looking for a Hispanic doula, don't call me, because all I'm gonna do is tell you to call Denise, because I don't speak Spanish, even though I start this thing with hola every Wednesday night. That is the extent of my Spanish right there. So when you text me in Spanish, I'm going to send it right on over to Denise, and Denise is going to translate it for me. We also have a Kimmy. She's not here with us tonight, but a Kimmy is also one of our Spanish speaking doulas that serves birthside. And then Christina's not in with us tonight, and Selena. Both of them serve birthside, and Selena does mainly postpartum, but she will do birth. So also we have is Shelly. I see Shelly's name is still up here, but Shelly is our IBCLC. It's like the next step above the certified lactation consultant. She's a labor and delivery nurse, and she does the beyond, again, that extra help beyond what we give bedside to teach you how to latch. We have Shayla on here and her husband Wallace. They pastor one of the local ministries, and Wallace goes out or Reverend Baxter, whichever role he happens to be in at that time, they go out and they pray bedside. Sometimes you just need somebody to call Jesus, and they go bedside and they pray when we have sick littles or sick families. So we appreciate them so very much. Some of our mentors on the call, of course, we have Mother Rouse, we have Sheen, we have Cherie, Rachel, and who am I missing? I think that's it. That's those that support the village. Oh, Michelle, that support the village when you come in. If you're in the younger group, those are some of your mentors that help you make it through. We are really trying to make a difference on maternal health over here at home, not just to be there when your baby peeks in and then disappears. We want to be there before, we want to be there during, and we want to be there after. If you need us, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know that you need us. Does anybody have anything that they want to add before we jump out of here? Anybody have anything they want to say? Any words?
So this shirts come in different colors. I mean, they're beautiful, but just asking.
No, Osado, this is the color for this season, sir.
Can you see? I mean, it looks nice.
Yeah, we have on our.
Yo, Mac, you need your own pink wine down shirt.
So, Osado, according to my husband, it is not pink, it's salmon.
Salmon.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll rock it.
Yeah.
Salmon. So we're going
Nazzy. My wife forgot about me, so I'm just wearing a Marshall's TJ Maxx special.
See, so, yeah. This is how they treat us, man.
Earl, don't get Mackenzie started.
Y'all better not start nothing. This man over here is like, where's mine? I didn't get
You know what?
Y'all were not included.
Looks like.
I just realized that the group has done it again. I'm not as upset because I see my brothers. They ain't got no shirt neither.
I feel like
now I did get fussed at because mine had a hood and his doesn't.
Oh yeah, I see some with sweatshirts. What's up with that?
You need a hoodie.
I want a hoodie.
She laid it out. She said, pick what you want.
I want a onesie.
I didn't get a choice. I'm just saying. I didn't get a choice.
We ain't making no onesies. Angie ain't making no onesies.
Give me a
That's
onesie.
just not. They don't come in
10X
4X.
onesie.
We just not. I don't even know. Sheena, you gotta deal with that one.
But
But thank you to Mother.
nice.
She made all of our
Thank you.
Oh,
So
thank you.
Mother made those.
So
So
I'm getting a comment on Facebook from one of our home mommies. So I will open up the ordering tomorrow.
Aww.
So
Thank you.
y'all can reorder or whatever you need to do.
Shirts.
And yeah, we'll hopefully they might not be ready for next week, but we'll try.
yes. So,
So are we supposed to
you
wear
want a
this
shirt when you don't have
every
one?
pod?
Huh?
Are we supposed to wear this every pod?
We wear them whenever we're here on Wednesdays. We try to wear them.
I'm gonna go hang it then.
I love Osado.
I'll
And
go ahead and
don't
hang it.
forget to please
muting
like
you.
and share the Facebook page, and if you will, please share on your page the new website. I love the new website. Shout out to Arnez. He did an amazing job. This was only his second time doing a website. So he was open to all the critiques and the different things and the red penning and all of that because he wants to grow and grow his business. He is a young guy, 21 years old, started
wow.
his own web design business. He did an amazing job. So I thank him so much. We absolutely love it. It's very interactive, and there's things that unless you're pregnant, there's little nicks that you can go in, contracts and everything in there. You just have to know where to go. So I appreciate him for all of that. So if we are done, we're going to say our good night to the viewing audience first. And then we're going to come back and we're going to say good night to our crew. So again, thank you all. Please like and share our wind down. We only do it for 6 weeks, 7 this time, because we're not going to be here for Valentine's Day. We are going to run Dr. Wortham's session that we had from last session. She was an amazing guest speaker, and we've gotten so much feedback from what she said. So we're going to do that as a rewind on the 14th. So those of you that missed it, you can see that episode. But thank you all so very much. For my live audience, I'm going to ask you guys to go on mute and turn your camera off just until we say good night. And then we'll all come back in and say good night to each other as a group.